Hey everybody, it's that special time of year. It's the second special time of year. There's 2 times a year that are special, and this is one of them. It's Quakemas in July, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different this year. We're going to shake things up, Quakemas is a very fluid and open to interpretation form of artwork. It's very unique in that regard. I don't think anyone else is brave enough to do what we're about to do. But this year, instead of doing a little compilation of little clips and stuff and us saying funny stuff, I can't get my internet to work right now. So we're just going to do a podcast instead, which is totally cool because I wanted to do this podcast anyways. And don't worry, Connor is with me.
No, I'm not.
I swear he's right there. I'm not crazy. Anyways. So if you guys have been following the news, then you would know that there's been some leaks happening, and I'm not talking about Deadpool 3. There's supposed to be something that's going to be announced at Quakemas. No, dang it, this is Quakemas. Sorry.
QuakeCon.
Yeah, at QuakeCon this year, there's a very, very, very high chance, like 99.9999% chance, they're going to announce a Quake 2 remastered edition, much like how in 2021 we had a Quake 1 remaster.
Yeah, for anyone that's kind of keeping track, and we probably already mentioned this is 1 year off of the 25th. This is the 26th anniversary of the game, as opposed to it falling on the 25th, as would have been the case last year. Which I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It has kind of had a weird thing recently where they kind of just milk the 25th anniversary of something. I swear the Doom 25th anniversary went on for like 3 years. I swear. Not that I was complaining. I enjoyed it. But they did kind of miss the mark on this one. We actually predicted that this was going to come out last year during Quakemas in July. And we were a year off, but you know what? We were still right. So don't ever question us. Better not be any comments on this video. Except for people agreeing with us. So, Quake 2 Remaster. That's kind of weird and surprising. Because I think Quake 2 has aged a lot better in a lot of regards than Quake 1. And we technically already have a Quake 2 remaster called Quake 2 RTX, which, unfortunately, my computer is not able to play. Have you played the RTX Quake 2?
No. I
know that a lot of people hate it, and I can understand why, because it is more of a tech demo than a actual remaster of the game.
Oh, yeah, So it's a completely separate game, right?
Yes. Like, it's still Quake 2.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is it like a separate application?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have to download it separately on Steam.
And pay money for it separately?
I think it's free if you own Quake 2, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I have not looked into it at all, as apparent. Yeah.
I know a lot of people hate it because they say it gets rid of the visuals of Quake 2, that it gets rid of the atmosphere. But if you ask me, Quake 2 doesn't really have that good of an atmosphere to begin with. Every level looks exactly the same, in my opinion. And to be fair, I haven't beaten it, but I've gotten decently far, I think. I don't know. So far of my playthrough, how many hours do I have clocked in? Let me check real quick. Let's see. Quake 2. 9.2 hours. So in my 9.2 hours worth of gameplay, every level has looked the same. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Quake 2 RTX. We're going to speculate and try to come up with a list of things that we would like to see in this remaster.
When he says we, he mostly means him, because I really don't.
Yeah, mostly me. I've been playing. I played a little. Okay, maybe not a little. I've been playing Quake 2 a lot more frequently in the past couple months. Like every summer, I just get the desire to play Quake 2 again. So while I was playing it, I was kind of thinking about, what should be changed here? And I'm just going to start out with the obvious ones. The multiplayer needs to be fixed. As of right now, I think the only way you can do multiplayer is like local area network multiplayer. There's probably some mods or source ports out there that let you do online stuff, but right now the multiplayer, you know, needs to be fixed up, and I'm sure that will be fixed up and it'll be amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that I would have had to add. Just with the
Yeah.
I hope that they learned a lot because this is Night Dive, right? That's
Yeah.
most likely doing it. I hope they learned a lot from the Quake one, which like the multiplayer on that is still far from perfect, but it's in a much
Yeah.
better state than it was at the beginning. But I don't know. It's like because I remember you and I for
We have footage of I would have to stand in front of you in order for you to be able to go up like elevators and stuff like that. Like that stupid level of Scourge of Armagon where you have that big elevator that goes across the slime
oh
pit. That thing
yeah.
was always glitching hard, and even Quakemas last year. It was like we were having seizures all the time, and some of those might have been the earthquake effect, but I don't think they all were.
I blame Greg.
Yeah, freaking playing on the Xbox One. Bleh.
Yeah, I don't know. No, like it. Yeah, it was with the newer levels too. I think they're not 100% stable in multiplayer, online multiplayer at least. But yeah, so hopefully they've learned how to iron that stuff out because I don't know, it's not really fun to deal with, but it would. I mean, with it at least being more convenient than having to do a source port. I mean, I'll give them that, but at the same time, like I want it to be functional.
Yep. And then another thing, which I'm fairly confident they will add in, it'll be really cool if you'll be able to play both of the expansion packs from the same menu. Again, very much like the Quake 1 remaster. So you can get on, you can load up Ground Zero, and you can load up The Reckoning. I think those are the only two out there.
Yeah, it's only two, I think.
I don't think there is a Quake 2 64, but if there is, you should throw that in there for good measure.
Or the PlayStation 1 version.
Yeah. I'm not as an expert in the Quake 2 field, so I have no clue what the differences between all of those would be. But
Other than like really funky controls for the PlayStation 1 version and weird load times and annoying places.
heck yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember too much from Quake 2 on PlayStation 1.
All right. The next change, which again, this is going to be an obvious one, upscaling the heads-up display. If you play it on your PC right now, there's going to be a lot of really small text, especially on the main menu. You get like your reading glasses out. Again, 99.9999% sure they'll fix this, so I don't want to go into it too much more. Here is something that I think that would be good to add, though, and this may be a little blasphemous to some people, but I think there should be a checkpoint system.
Really?
Because, yeah, well, the thing is with Quake 2 is that Quake 2 is one of those games that's trying to feel like one big open world, which I think works really good in games like Half-Life 2, but in Quake 2, it's just kind of obnoxious. Like, you'll go to levels without even knowing you're going to a different level. Like, and I think it would be really cool if instead of going to the next level and it just being like a little blip on your screen or something, it'll have like an actual like checkpoint thing come up so you don't have to do a quick save every time you get to the next level.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, quick save should still be in the game, but I think that a checkpoint system would be able to help with the flow of that game.
Yeah. And I guess kind of maybe in that same vein and then also tying back into the multiplayer portion. And I don't know if this was the case or not. I'm trying to remember back to our when we were playing Quake 2, but a backpack system similar to what you have in Quake 1 for when you die,
Yes.
it drops all your weapons so you can go pick them back up or your ammo or whatever. Because I remember that being really annoying in that game, having to go and find a weapon you just found like 5 minutes ago because you died or something.
Yeah.
Running out of ammo for it.
That would be a good option. I like that.
And then just, I don't know, other than that, like just, like you said, upscaling, but also with regards to like frame, like aspect ratio and stuff like that. But that's pretty much a given for a remaster.
Yeah. Do you think, this is just a question for you, do you think they're going to try to update the models, kind of like how they updated the models in Quake 1?
I would assume they would a bit. I don't think there is as much as they could do with them as they did with the Quake 1 models.
Yeah.
Like for example the Shambler, where it actually has like definite teeth now. It's just not just like a lump head with a texture with the open mouth. So yeah, I don't know if there's, like I said, there's not as much that they could do, but that's part of that's just me not being as familiar with Quake 2.
Yeah. Speaking of not being familiar, I might come out and sound like a G-Man Lives here, but I'm fairly confident there's no map system in Quake 2. When I was playing through it last time, I couldn't figure out how to access the map, and maybe it's because the maps are like hidden somewhere or something, but I was getting very confused on that. And if you've played Quake 2, it's a lot of rooms that all look the same. Having a map would be very, 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 very nice.
Yeah, Quake 1 doesn't have maps.
Okay.
So that's probably just
But Doom 1 has maps. Like, in a perfect world, it would have the map system from Doom Eternal. I think Doom Eternal actually has a really good map system. I think people complained about it when it first came out, but I found it super helpful. It was super easy to see where you were and stuff.
It would have to be something like that, because like for Doom, the reason why that it has a map system is because everything's technically on a 2D plane.
Mm-hmm.
It's just represented as 2.5D, like from the player view or whatever. But like, Quake and Quake 2 are legitimate 3D, so you need a 3D map system.
Yeah. The thing is that boomer shooters are really fun right up until you get lost. And usually it's just something stupid. Like, we were stuck in those freaking tunnels in that one room last year for like 2 hours, it felt like.
Yeah.
And if you could add in like a really good map system, that would be able to improve that game so much.
Yeah.
The other thing that the game needs is they've got to bring back the original soundtrack.
Yeah. And that's probably...
Again, it might be one of those things where I just need to mess with the settings on my game, but I'm just playing the base Quake 2 from on Steam, and it does not have any Sonic Mayhem music. And that makes me very sad, because Quake 2 is a pretty fun soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably another holdover thing from Quake 1, where, the soundtrack was on the CD, and because you don't
that's
have
what I
the
think
CD
it is. I think that
the
the Steam version just doesn't fix that. It still expects you to have the CD in, which I don't.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can fix that with the, standard executable. Like, you would maybe have to do a source port and then put the music in a certain folder or whatnot. But yeah.
So yeah, fix the music. And you know what? That's really everything I had for my list.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty simple.
It's pretty small. It's pretty simple. But the thing is that, like I said, Quake 2, I think it's aged decently well. I think the flaws with it are the same flaws that it had when it first came out,
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways Quake 2 is actually better than Quake 1. I still love Quake 1 a lot more because, the levels look different. But Quake 2 has a really fun, diverse group of enemies, and the weapons all feel really good. It has the super shotgun in it. No more of that stupid double barrel shotgun. It has a super shotgun, and it feels good to use.
Yeah. The thing about at least the arsenal with Quake 2, it's a lot more like Doom.
Yeah.
With, Doom mixed with a bit of Quake. But, yeah, it has a much more conventional arsenal than Quake 1.
Yeah, it's very similar to what you see in the modern Doom games, like 2016 and Eternal. You have a big chain gun that's really powerful, but it has a wind-up time. And then you've got the light machine gun, but you still have the regular shotgun and the super shotgun and stuff. It's a good array of weapons. And I think it has, I don't think I've unlocked it yet, but I'm pretty sure Quake 2 is the one that introduced the railgun. which railguns are fun in every game.
Yeah, and then they also have a special version of the BFG, I think. Or am I thinking of Quake 3? It's like the BFG 10K.
I know Quake. Yeah, I know Quake 3 had the BFG 10K.
Oh, okay.
But it might be in Quake 2 as well. Again, I haven't beaten the game. Sorry, guys. I guess I'm a phony. I've played through Quake 1 like 4 or 5 times,
Yeah.
Start to finish. But I haven't played through all of Quake 2 yet.
Yeah, I mean, Quake 1's a much quicker game. Like, you've probably beaten Doom like 100 times more than that.
Yeah.
You can knock it out in less than an afternoon.
Mm-hmm. All great games. So yeah, that's our Quakemas in July spiel.
Yep.
We will definitely, maybe not. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll be able to do a follow-up podcast where we can talk about the Quake 2 remaster when it does come out and stuff, and our thoughts on it.
Yeah, and hopefully be able to do some co-op with it, and not have to deal with the nonsense that we're trying to figure out just half an hour ago to do our normal Quakemas in July, but instead have to do this podcast thing again instead. It's really unfortunate.
Yep.
I don't know. We were going to talk about this anyway. All
this stuff was going to be in that video.
Yeah.
But the real question is, though, is there going to be another announcement at QuakeCon? One even bigger and more powerful than Quake 2 Remaster? Is it possible that we're going to get another Quake game? Specifically, Quake Wars 2?
No.
No.
I think it's going to be a second. I think it's going to be another reboot of Prey.
That is Prey's thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, I will be excited for no matter what happens.
Yeah, Prey. Hey guys, let's take this old and somewhat kind of unique first-person shooter from 2008, and let's reboot it as System Shock, but not good.
Is System Shock even good? I mean, I haven't played System Shock.
The remaster looks pretty good. I've heard funky things about the original, but yeah, and then 2 you hear a lot of good things about 2, but I think that was after they worked out all the kinks.
Yeah. All right, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Just to kill time. This is going back. This is going way back to the old days. I think we were still in high school when we played this game, but you had some game on I think it was the Sega Saturn, that was kind of a Wolfenstein clone, but in space. Do you remember what game that was?
Yeah, and it was on the Sega Genesis. It wasn't on the Saturn.
Oh, it was on the Genesis? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's called Zero Tolerance.
Zero Tolerance?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It is. I think Wolfenstein 3D has a more stable engine than that did, because gosh, that is a funky game.
It was a dark game too. It was like Doom 3 mixed with Doom 1.
Yeah, mixed with Wolfenstein and enemies that move very erratically. Yeah. And an actual first person view that's only maybe a quarter of the screen in total. The rest is taken up by the HUD and the map.
With how big monitors are getting, you'd think that trend would come back, but no, it will never come back, thank goodness.
Yeah. I think that was one of the problems with the original System Shock.
Yeah.
I remember. Or remember.
It was so weird, because I remember being a kid playing old games that were like that, and it never fazed or bothered me, but now I see it and it's just like sandpaper on my eyes.
Yeah. It's just it's like a sensory deprivation thing for me, because you're not getting a good enough field of view.
It gives me claustrophobia.
Yeah. It's like you only got a tiny little window to look out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Halo Online, something I haven't mentioned in a very long time. It had an option where you could control the position of the weapons that you hold. Like you could move them, so you could make it if you were wanting to play left-handed, or you could actually set up to the center, so it was like Doom, but it was for Halo. And I made sure to set all of them so they take up the least amount of screen as possible.
Oh man,
I'd be like shooting the rocket launcher from my hip.
Then you have games like a lot of the Tom Clancy ones, which don't even have like a weapon represented on screen, which that always weirded me out.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what weapon I'm holding.
It's kind of surprising that there isn't more of a push for that in games. Like, you think they would at least want to have, the option to have the gun on the left side of the screen versus the right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank goodness Doom 2016 Eternal give you the option to play in classic mode. I absolutely love that.
Yeah. Like, why would you play it any other way?
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And I would think Quake Champions would have that too, but I really don't know. Or wait a minute.
I
Quake
haven't
3
played
didn't.
Quake Champions in like 2 years.
Yeah. Quake 3 had angled weapons, so maybe not.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think that was a fun little video. Thank you for tuning in and listening this far. Sorry if we got a little bit off topic, but we were just having fun.
Yep.
All right. I'm Robbie. And Connor is with me. And we're signing off. Goodbye. Microphone pop.
Bye.